Britton has spent 45 years coaching teams across the Chippewa Valley, now has his first chance to serve as a head coach.
This is a dream come true. It's the pinnacle of my career.
Another throw off here. That's going to be number 6, Lorenzo Thompson throwing it, and that's going to be a bit of a duck in the air. Returned now by number 1 for Devon. And he's going to get a little bit of wiggle room in there, but he's not going to get too far.
One down situation, we're about to knock it in.
Freeman, handoff right up to the side, and that's another touchdown in there. Is Devon Ford. Right off to the hound. That was a touchdown.
Yeah, that was a good play. Wade Freeman noticing most strong.
DeVilo in the backfield. Oh, that's going to be a fumble, and it's going to end up in the hands of number 4 for the Axe Men, all the way down to the sideline. Did he get in? He did. Oh, man. Antoine Holloway.
You're watching Inside the Axe Den, hosted by LeCedric Green and TJ Bartholomew, brought to you by Shady Sports Network. Thank you to the Eau Caire Axe Men for the opportunity to do this show with them and head coach Jim Britton. Please enjoy the show.
Yes, sir. Enjoy this show. Welcome in, guys. Welcome to the Axe Den. I am Cedric Green, a bus driver. I got TJ, I got Coach Britt, and I think we got some really cool stuff for you guys tonight. We got a new show for you. We'll be following the Eau Caire Axe Men, and I'll let Coach Britt let me know if I said that correct or not, but we'll get it right by the end of the season. I'm here to learn a little bit about the team. I hope you guys are here to learn a little bit about the team. We'll try to keep you updated. The season's starting in a couple of weeks. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about the schedule. We'll be talking about roster. We'll be talking about practice, games, whatever it is. We'll get you behind the scenes of the Axe Men. So, like I said, welcome to the Axe Den. I'm going to pass it over to TJ, and let's get this show going.
Yeah, like Cedric said, we're planning on doing this all season long for the Arena League season with the Axe Men. Head coach Jim Britton, welcome to the show, and thanks for doing it with us. How are you today?
I'm doing awesome today. First day of practice. I was named back November 25th, just before Thanksgiving. And there's been a lot of hard work behind the scenes, getting ready. And the guys came in yesterday. Today was our first practice. And man, I am just stoked. And even guys stayed after practice, getting in extra work. And I'm just so happy right now and just ready for this season to get rolling.
Absolutely. And, you know, looking at the season, it kicks off May 30th for the Axe Men. It's an away game, traveling to the Lunkers. Have you put, or I should say, what thought do you have maybe going into that game, knowing that they were a playoff team last season?
Well, and nothing to be super proud of the kids that played for us last year, but we were 1-7. And we were close in some games and other games we weren't. And so we just needed to change the mindset. And Tate Brooks, who was our head coach last year, is now out to the Pueblo Punishers. And I took over the helm right after Tay. And I hired my OC, who was on staff last year. And then I got a defensive coordinator. And then I got a D-backs coach that are second to none. And I think our staff is very, very experienced, and as well as I'm sure all the other teams in this league. And I'm sure everybody is going to think that we're the underdog, and that's the way we're kind of thinking. And it's up to us as a staff and we as a team to change that mindset and flip that record to 7-1 or whatever that might be. And just improve every day in practice, every rep, and then every game.
Absolutely. Cedric, you got any questions for him?
Yeah, so I know we touched on it a bit when we interviewed you a few weeks back, but like I said, you know, I'm here to learn. I hope we bring in some new people here to learn too. Can you tell us a little bit about the league that you guys are playing in? I know there's multiple indoor leagues out there, but what makes your league a bit different? And tell us, I guess, the league itself, what that league is.
Well, they added 3 teams this year, one in the north and 2 in the south. So we added Grand Island We added Monroe, Louisiana, and Memphis, Tennessee, along with the St. Joseph's Goats, Ozark Lunkers, Hot Springs Diamonds, and the Iowa Woo. So I think their goal is to add teams each year or so, but we're just ecstatic. Just anybody who we get the chance to play is just one more game and we're just trying to go 1-0 every game, and that's all we're concentrating on. We're not looking ahead. Yes, our ultimate goal is to win the North Division and then get to the playoffs and then win playoff game and get to the championship and hopefully win the championship. And that's, all 8 teams have that same goal. So nothing's different. It's just that our approach, I think, and our culture that we're bringing new to our team is gonna bode well for us.
And speaking of culture, it's such a big thing in arena and indoor football as opposed to other sports. It's really a community driven sport. It's you want the city, town, whatever you're in to feel like, man, this is our team. It's almost like I almost compare it to like high school teams in the South. You know, and part of that, is getting fans involved, getting fans excited. And I was looking at the schedule, and for 4 home games, you guys, every night is a different theme night for the community to come out and just have some fun with. The home opener, June 6th, is a family appreciation night right off the bat. June 20th then is youth football night. Obviously, you know, pro football team supporting the local younger players and athletes in the community. July 11th is military and first responders appreciation night, obviously something we can all get behind. And then July 25th is the Axemen fan appreciation night. Um, you know, what kind of events or what kind of side things are going to be involved going into those appreciation nights, if you have been given any information on that?
Um, the first game, I'm not quite sure, excuse me, what's all planned because I'm not involved on that side of it as much. I am more with the youth football. One of my former players at a high school that I taught, he played offense, but he played linebacker for me, and he's now a defensive coordinator for the school district I used to teach in. And so he now just became president of the Chippewa Valley Youth Football League, based in Chippewa Falls. And so I reached out to him, and they usually all have tackle football, but they also have some flag to start off with, and girls. So that night of Chippewa Valley Youth Football Night, we will have kids come in early to be on the field to play some games, halftime, and then after the game, which will be very exciting. So the kids get in free. Parents obviously have to purchase a ticket, but that's going to be super exciting. They get to meet the players, etc. And not that one is any better than another, but one I'm really super excited for and stoked for is our military and first responder appreciation night. My father was in the Army, and I had a brother in the Air Force, and some uncles that were also there. And so that is very, very special to me. And a couple of the other guys that I coach with, um, one was just retired. Was a battalion chief in the city of Eau Claire, and his wife is a nurse. My daughter's a nurse. So the healthcare and first responders, police officers, the sheriff's departments, state patrol, and township fire departments, because our community is pretty rural. We invited all of those there that night. And what's really special, all 4 of our home games, I got in touch with a local VFW club, and we also have American Legion, and they are going to be sending an honor guard for each home game. And our military night, the National Guard will be there to be their honor guard, color guard, and blow up helmet and those kind of things. So I am super, super excited, and anybody that's been in the military or first responder, nurse, firefighter, EMT, whatever that might be, they all get in free tickets.
That's an awesome giveaway there.
Mm-hmm.
That'll definitely get some people in the seats. That's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be packed.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's and anything involving the military, I'm all about it. So I definitely hope to catch some footage of that. Speaking of that, will people be able to watch you guys online if they're not out there?
I think and don't quote me, but there is, and I don't have it right in front of me. There's a company, I think, out of it's either Nashville or Memphis, and they do a lot of broadcasting and things with ESPN, I believe, and so they're going to be kind of our media outlet, I guess. And I can get you guys that information too. I can send it later or tomorrow. But that's kind of the thrust. It's going to be league wide, so they made a commitment with our league. So the league is very stable now, and people were hesitant, obviously. And Mr. Jeff Holmes, who hired me as the head coach, is just a square guy, straight up guy. Um, and he, he's just one of those down to earth Midwestern guys that you just grow to love and respect. And I tell him that every time I talk to him because he gave me this opportunity, and this opportunity has been 46 years in the making. And I know darn well I'm not going to squander it.
Absolutely. And for speaking more in terms of the league and stuff like that, for anyone who is watching who may be new to this brand, the Arena League, it is a league all of its own. Yes, it is an arena league, but unlike other arena and indoor leagues, it has no uprights, no nets, and it is 7-on-7 instead of 8-on-8, or like
Correct.
in Canada, one or two leagues in Canada, 9-on-9. But so that makes this whole unique. And you mentioning that the league is completely stable now. At first, a lot of people, when the TAL first came out, it was kind of like, arena football is okay to the masses, but this is its own thing. How's it going to go? How's it going to catch on? People got hooked right away. You even said, your first time seeing it, you were just like, "What is this?" Uh, what kind of enthusiasm have you seen already being a part of this team, and just the fan interaction and things like that, the experience that people will get at these games that they won't anywhere else?
Well, it's so up and close and personal. Um, and the ticket prices are very reasonable, and they're doing a family 4-pack thing where, you get 4 tickets, a pot or a soda, and then you get either a piece of pizza or hot dog, which is a very good deal. And our community is very conservative, and it's also a community that's a bunch of blue collar workers. And so, yes, you still have your upper income people, but yet this is for the hometown average Joe, I guess. Um, and I think with us being up close and personal, and guys going falling into the stands as they catch a ball or whatever it might be, that fan interaction and up close kind of reminds you a little bit of the old roller derby. Um, and it's like a car crash every play. Um, it's it's just a fast paced game, and obviously there's nuances. I mean, we're 7-on-7. You play basically inside of a hockey rink. Um, One of the main differences is the center, unlike flag football, the center is ineligible. So the center has to stay in and block. And the nose tackle has to be head up, or what we call in our business a zero technique. And that nose tackle cannot drop into pass coverage. So they can only rush. So those things are different. Offensively, you can have a guy go behind the quarterback or into the slot and turn and run forward. even before the ball is snapped, and as well as a guy could be in jet motion or motion. So you can have two guys in motion at the same time, just as long as they don't cross the line of scrimmage before the ball snapped. So that also brings excitement. And then the quarterback, we have what is called an alley, which is 6 yards wide with hash marks. It's the only hash marks basically in the field, and the ball always comes to the center of the field. So if we flush the quarterback out left or right, they cannot run. They can only throw. So that gives us the defensive a little bit of an advantage, but it's still exciting. And you have athletic quarterbacks, and they can burn you just as easy as a great running back. So yeah, there's different nuances, but I think it's fun. It's fast paced, high scoring.
Nice, nice. Yeah, and that's what we want to see, right? We want to see the offense. We want to see the scoring. At least I want to see the touchdowns. With you guys haven't, man, you guys had your first practice tonight. Your first game is on the road in what, 2 weeks from now?
Yep.
How are you going out there and just attacking it and getting your team ready for this first game, as well as getting them prepared to go on the road and play their first game?
Well, it all started really last night with our team meeting with some of the guys coming in. There was three guys that came today, and one guy's coming Wednesday, which those are out of their control, our control. So we just do the best we can. But with my offensive coordinator who coached with us last year, I consider him a genius, and my DC also a very, very smart, very, very smart man. And I'm not going to give away anything, but what I saw today, we saw guys and I'm kind of on Lombardi time. We start at 7, but we kind of expect guys to be there at 5 o'clock. So 4:50 is kind of our start time. We don't want guys straggling in. And so we set the tone last night. And just because my name says HC or head coach behind it, it does not mean that Harrison, my offensive coordinator, and MJ, my defensive coordinator, and DC, my D-backs coach, those are just titles. I wanted guys that complimented me and complimented our philosophy, and we were all rowing in the same direction. So we have 3 pillars of culture: faith, family, love. And just as I'm talking to you guys, that's the way we coach. Can we get loud and boisterous when things don't go well? Yes. But generally speaking, this is the way we communicate, we coach. I'm not talking down to them. I'm not belittling them. That's not my style. That's not my DNA. So I got 3 other coaches who think the way I do, and it's our vision, and it's we defense, we offense, we special teams. It's not I or me. And I told the guys last night, no room for egos. Leave the ego at the door, and we let our play be our voice. We are not going to chirp. We're going to be respectful. We're going to win with dignity and lose with class. And I think that's those with our 3 pillars, and winning with dignity and losing with class is a recipe for success.
And speaking of wins and losses, obviously in the season you're gonna take your bumps and bruises. One thing I noticed going into this season is you kind of have a perfectly placed bye week right in week 6, which means the last couple weeks of the season, obviously 1 week, sometimes bye weeks are kind of blown out of proportion. You can't fix the world in 1 week off, but a chance for some rest, injuries, maybe to install something new, this and that. Do you like the fact that you have a slightly later bye week for the last chunk of the season, or would you have preferred maybe an earlier one?
I think, well, last year I think it was about the same time. There's a big push up front, obviously, but ours will be June 28th, which will be coming back from, I think it's St. Joseph's or Grand Island, one of the two. And that's on Sunday, the 28th, we're coming back. That's my birthday. So having those guys get home and and then being able to take a break, regroup, rethink, let the body and the mind rest a little bit and reheal, and then come back on Sunday. They have to be back on Sunday the 5th. We'll probably have a team meeting and watch film, and then a light day or a heavy day on Monday. But yeah, giving them that break, and it gives us coaches a chance to refuel too. Now, if we're winning, well, no bye week is a good week really, because you think you maybe lose some mojo. But I think with the guys that I saw today, and they have bought in already. I think we're going to surprise people. And like I said, we're going to relish that underdog role. But I do know one thing: we're gonna play hard. We're gonna play from whistle to whistle, and be classy, obviously. But we're gonna be tough.
I like how you threw in there that the 28th was your birthday. It sounds like you spoke with someone in the league, right? To make sure you guys got that bye week. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. No.
I'm on the road. I'm on the road 10 hours. I think it's 10 hours. So I'll get back on my birthday early morning. But
Oh gosh.
that afternoon, I'll be at the golf course, and I'll be golfing with my golf team and things. So I can recharge too. And then my son lives here, and my daughter's in town, but we're big fishermen. So that'll be time for me for family. And my kids are older, 36 and 30, and so they have their own lives and their own careers. But um, that's why that pillar for me is family, faith and family. God puts us in great situations, and I've been very blessed. But yeah, that gives those guys a chance to get home and see their family. And so we've got guys from California, Florida, Alabama, Texas. There's guys coming from all over, and I had to turn guys away actually, because we were full. And I don't know how this happens, and it's just blessed. But I think people found out about our character, and our culture, and my phone was like, it's been going nonstop. And so yeah, I'm excited, and I think that bye week comes at a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome that a lot of guys you actually had to turn away some potential players and everything because a lot of fans don't realize how hard it can be to get guys to play because you're not making NFL or even CFL money playing
Correct.
this sport.
Correct. Yeah, and guys are playing for 200 as the minimum and 600 as the maximum. And there's a few guys in the league that get that maximum, but the guys, and like our coaches have said, this we play and coach for the love of the game. Um, and these guys are trying to get better and trying to move up the ladder, and that's our job as coaches to get them ready. And if they make that jump or they get that call, that's awesome, amazing. We lose a guy, we can hopefully call people. But and I will be honest and upfront about this. When I took this job and Tay left, and Harris and I, we didn't really have contacts out there. And when we brought MJ on staff, MJ kind of runs a developmental program in the cities called I think it's called the Minnesota Warriors. Um, he had oodles upon oodles of people, and he's very well respected. And so when we brought him on, he I have to give him tons of credit. It's not my credit. It's his. He brought a lot of guys with him that have played with him before, and spoke very highly of him. And that's why I had him on this staff, because he's a high. Not only is he smart and experienced, but he's a high character guy just as much as Harrison and DC. And that's why I hired him. And that was what I wanted, and I told them that up front. And these guys have bought in just as much as the players.
Yeah, I love I love how you keep saying, that underdog mentality. I love having that kind of chip on my shoulder too. For the season, it seems like the last half, or well, 6 games anyway.
Yep.
It's ironic that they go in the same order repeatedly. So it's almost like you're going to be able, like a little measuring stick, like, how did we do this 3 game stretch? Then how are we doing this 3 game? Back to back, you have, you go up against Nebraska, Iowa, and then Joe's, and then right back again. Are you thinking of that as kind of like a measuring stick? How you do the first 3 compared to the second 3 at all?
Yeah, some little nuances defensively will change a little bit, but and we break down our film, and we've already started that already, which is amazing. But from what every game is different, and there's a situation that's probably never two alike. But we just have to be conscious of who we are, and we just have to control our controllables. And we can only control attitude and effort. And that's what we preach today: attitude, effort, and trusting the process. Being able to trust the guy either side of you, the guy in front of you, the guy behind you. And our breakdowns were Axemen and family. And that's what our atmosphere is like. And I think these players are very, very accepting because we're not hollering and screaming. And last night in our meeting, I told them, hey, we're gonna fail. It's gonna happen. Life is not a straight line. We fail, and it's okay to fail, and that's how we get better. When we win, we win, and when we lose, we learn. And so we're gonna learn if we lose, and if we win, we still have to learn. We just have to get better. And the last thing I guess I would say, I told the guys last night, we are trying to get every inch of plastic grass, and then from an inch, we get 6 inches, and from 6 inches we get a foot, and from a foot to a yard. And so that's how we have to approach each rep, and approach each rep as might be the last rep you ever get. So um, just play hard and give your effort, and just have a great attitude.
Yes, sir. It doesn't get much better than that. Um, at your home games, what can someone expect if they're new and they're just showing up for the first time? What should they be looking and ready for?
So after the game, well, other than the youth football game, which we'll go on to after our game is done. And last year the guys, excuse me, my allergies are killing me right now. We always had the guys go out in the lobby area of our arena and sign autographs. But this year, I want it organized. So the guys will all be sitting at tables, signing footballs or jerseys or whatever it might be, whatever merchandise or whatever they purchase. And then if they decide they're going to pose the pictures, kids can come behind the table and have their picture. And there's a time limit that we have to be out of there. But I brought up a story last night, and I'm not going to bring it up here. But there's a certain NFL player when I was when I'm over at Green Bay, and one of the highfalutin players a long time ago during our 2010 Super Bowl run, a little kid came out and asked this player for an autograph, and the guy basically hollered and screamed at him and told him to get away from me. And I can't use the word that was told to the little kid, but my little boy was little at that time. And I said, don't worry about that, Vince. Not all players are like that. So the little kid and his dad went up closer to his car. Would you please sign this, sir? And he just screamed at the top of his lungs, and he tore out. And so I sent a letter as being an owner. I sent a letter to Bob Harlan about what I had witnessed. And a friend of mine worked for the Packers. So not that carried any more weight, but I wrote a letter to Bob Harlan and told him what I had experienced. And a couple weeks later, this player was released. Now, whether that had anything to do with it, I don't know. But it was a scene that didn't need to be, and that little kid felt rejected, whatever. And so I brought up that story last night, and I said, as Jerry Kramer said, Vince Lombardi never tolerated that. So our guys will stay there as long as we can stay, and we will we will sign every autograph until your hand is cramped. And those guys bought in, and I said, those are the people that buy the tickets and help pay your salary. So that's what we're going to do. So that's what we're all about. We're about family.
So now going into the season, you mentioned, I believe in our first interview a little while back, you know, it was it was almost a surreal moment to be named head coach. Has it fully hit now that you've had your first practice, or do you think it's really going to hit when you walk out of that tunnel for the first time in 2 weeks?
That's a very good question. Um, it, there's a lot of, and I'll describe, there's a lot of outside noise and a lot of behind the scenes things that I can't control. That's what our team president and the owner take care of. And I try my very best when I can. I also coach basketball, so and I teach too. So it's hard for me, but I did the best I could this year. And about a week ago, we were in a conference call, and I said, well, I'm not a selfish person, but I said I have to be selfish now because I'm gearing up for my season, and I have three other coaches, and right now we have 20, 25, 26 players, and we got to make our cuts this week down another 8 players or whatever it might be. So that part I'm not looking really forward to, because that's the bad part, because you have to tell someone you're just not quite good enough to make it. And I told them this last night, and I believe it wholeheartedly. I told them you're not being released because you're a bad player or a bad person. It's just that somebody that is more talented than you and has more skills. That's just the way it shakes out. And they understand that. And it's Thursday or Friday morning is going to be very hard for me. It's very stressful because you're telling someone that you're not good enough to make this team, and that's very hard. But it's a part of football. It's the reality of it, the brutality of it. But the guys that don't make it, I told them to stay in shape, because you never know when adversity hits. We have injuries. We're only a phone call or a text away. So in that sense, it might make it a little easier. You never hope anybody gets injured, and that's how somebody earns their spot. But that's also a reality. And so, yeah, that part. But I think when I come out of that tunnel, or wherever it is, um, and I'll have tickets from coaches that I've coached with for years, football players I've coached, family, my immediate family, my brothers and sisters and nephews and et cetera, and good friends from high school, et cetera, and colleagues. That's when it's going to hit me, I think.
So, Cedric, do you have anything else to add, or
Oh yeah, I wanted to know, are you guys going to be giving out axes, little mini axes at the game?
That part I don't know. That'd be cool. We had Jake the Axe Man, I think, is our one of our mascots last year, and up in one of the mezzanines, we had him chopping wood on a log, and apparently we could no longer do that because it was a danger or whatever. So I don't know what that looks like. I wish I could tell you. I don't know all the ins and outs. Of that part of it. Again, that's the production end of it. And but whatever they do, I know it's going to be amazing for the fans, and we just want everybody to come out from the community. And then we also have a semi-pro baseball team here, and a couple 3 guys are in the major leagues from here. It's called the Eau Caire Express, and one of my former students in Chippewa Falls is the owner of that. So we're trying to hook up, and we go to one of their games, they come to our game, kind of thing. But again, that's out of my control. But yeah, I think it's going to be great, and we'd love to have you guys come. It'd be great.
Hey man, it'd be nice to make it out to one of them, but I definitely want an axe though if I can get one.
Okay, next time. Well, I'll have to ask when the merchandise gets here, and if we do, I'll make sure that we get you one.
Get some of those inflatable axes like they have at the carnivals sometimes,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, that'd be yeah, or the foam ones or whatever. Yeah, be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, get the Axeman logo on the side of the blade or something. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah. Hey, we're thinking we better coin that. Make some cash.
I give it to the
Right?
team. I give it to the team.
Yes,
There we
yes.
go. Yes.
No, I think that's all I got for this first episode. I'm really looking forward to as we go on. Do you think we'll be able to get some players and some other coaches on here?
I think eventually, because right now, well, I'm in my downstairs basement, obviously, in my little laboratory, I guess I would call it, my Packer laboratory, and some other things. I'm big on old sports memorabilia, so I got cleats from Reggie Jackson, baseball bats, Magic John. I've got tons, and most of it's all Packer stuff. When I was a kid, I used to be able to sit down and have like a pregame meal with them when I was a kid, and that's always been a highlight of my life. And so yeah, so huge Packer fans, etc. But yeah, we'd love to have you guys come if you could make it. Book a ticket, one-way ticket to and it's Eau Claire. It's French. It's Eau Claire.
Eau Claire.
Eau Claire. Yep. Yeah,
Eau
and that's
Claire.
okay, Cedric. Yeah, yeah.
We
Hey,
get it.
you
We get
got
it
it. Say
right.
it again.
Eau Claire.
There it is. Well, I want you guys to know I appreciate all you do, and this is a great avenue and venue for me, and you guys are top notch, and I really appreciate both of you.
Absolutely, Coach. I was so happy when you brought up wanting to do a coach's show. I've never done one before, but I've always wanted to. And this is going to be fun all season. I can already tell. I'm already amped up. Obviously, for those watching, episodes will be a little bit longer as the season goes on because we'll get talking football. We'll be talking about certain plays or scoring things, and I'm sure we'll just be going off the rails. But for our first episode, a little bit of a preseason talking about the schedule, some of the fan appreciation nights, things like that. But we had a great first night, and I can't wait till next Monday to do it all over again.
Yeah, me as well. I and if you guys want to, I would love to have some players. Next couple weeks or whatever, have some players on and have my assistant coaches on because they're just as important as I am. I'm just because I have that head coach again, it doesn't matter. These guys are all in it for the right reasons, and we all do it for the love of the game, and they're just as good at coaches as. And I never considered myself a great coach, but other people may think so. But I'm just a very humble guy, and that's the way I approach it.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. I mean, hey, anyone who wants to jump on the show, I mean, hey, we'll have a party at the Axe Den, right?
Yeah. Well, we could probably do it. We could probably do it from the arena. Now, if we were to do that, are we still live? Oh, yeah, we could maybe do it for the arena, but do it at 7 or 7:15 versus 8 o'clock or 8:15. That way we could be right there and get players right after practice and get the coaches.
You heard it here first on the first episode. Coming up at some point will be a special party at the Axe Den episode. So stay tuned.
All right. Yes.
Yes,
Looking
yes.
forward to it.
Yes, and if you're around Eau Claire, Wisconsin, check them out, guys. I mean, for less than $50, you can get season tickets and go catch a couple games and see some hard-hitting football for sure. So check them out at ecaxmenfootball.com. You can go over there, you can see their schedule, you can get their tickets. They have their season tickets, they have all of their events happening at the home games. And then of course you can come check us out over here at Shady Sports Network. I don't know. We got anything else before we get out of here, guys?
I think real quick across from the stadium, we have secured probably 2 blocks of parking, overflow parking, plus they'll have food trucks and tailgate parties. So come with your Axeman gear and get a pregame party ruckus going, and then come over to the game. And it's air conditioned, 72 degrees. Can get out of the heat and watch us cook up some other football teams.
There we go. We
Okay,
got the man Justin. Yeah, we got Justin. I figured he'd check in at some point. Shout out Justin. What's up? What's up, man? And he's probably the biggest Axe fan I know. He's been following you guys since we started. So we definitely have to get him on here too on one of these episodes as well.
Can I say hi, Justin?
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, Justin, how are you? Glad you support us.
I know he has season. I believe he had season tickets last year, right? So you'll definitely see him at the games.
Awesome, and tell him we are 1,000 times ahead of where we were last year at this time. So what I saw today is going to bode for an exciting year.
There we go. You guys heard it here first. Some breaking news. So I love that. I love that. Cool. Heck yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to the season. Looking forward to hearing all about the first game. And you got to let those guys know they got to get the games live streamed over here on Shady Sports Network as well, too. I think we can multi-stream or simulcast or whatever they do over there. Sam, the man, he knows all about that. So we'll get Sam on that and try to get those live games as well over here on our Shady Sports Live channel.
Awesome.
Heck yeah. Cool. Well, if nothing else, guys, it's been a pleasure. I'm looking forward to next weekend. Guys, you can always catch us between 8:15, 8:30 Central Time over here on Shady Sports Network every Monday night. We'll be bringing you updates and behind the scene from the Eau Caire Axe Men. If nothing else, thank you guys for watching us and continue to follow us. It's been a pleasure. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Let you guys say your goodbyes as well, too.
Good night, guys. Hey, awesome job. Thank you for this opportunity. And we, like I said, I appreciate you both very much.
Thank you, Coach. I can't wait to talk till next week. And to everybody out there, see you next Monday here at the Axe Den.
Night, guys.
Hi, everyone. This is TJ from Shady Sports Network. I am excited and proud to be the first one to announce that we as a network are introducing a digital magazine, official one called Shady Sports Magazine. As many of you know, the bread and butter of our network is covering arena and indoor football, and that's exactly what this magazine is going to be about. It is going to be the first ever arena and indoor football central magazine, all the leagues included. You're going to also have a bunch of articles in there about past teams going down memory lane. It's just going to be a one-stop shop for the already diehard fan. It's going to be an easy spot to get all of your info, no matter which league or however many of the leagues you may watch. And for the new fan or the casual fan, it may help you turn into a diehard fan now, because you're going to be able to get all the info super quick and easy, sent directly into your email. We will announce in the upcoming weeks when the inaugural issue is going to be released. And believe me, we will definitely keep you updated on our shows and network as a whole on how to sign up for that list to get it. Email for free every month. Thank you to the fans, and thank you for everyone watching. As always, like, follow, share, subscribe, and most important, enjoy the show and keep watching. Thank you, and see you guys later.